Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about concealers. This video is all about concealers. So I want to talk about the current concealers that I'm loving, and if I were to recommend a concealer to you or concealers to you, these would be the concealers I would recommend. They're in no particular order. All right, let's start off with the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. I really like this concealer, and there's 50 shades and it's only $15. It's also it's only $15. Now I have the shade 35N. I think I had originally gotten 33 something, but it's 35N is like the perfect shade. I am wearing it today, and this is what 35N looks like. Beautiful, pretty golden undertone is perfect for highlighting. And what I've been doing these days, I've been concealing and then highlighting. So, and although I've been doing that, I think I'm still using like less concealer. So I've been using it as intended. Like for me, this is a highlight shade, and I've been using it as a highlight shade. I highly recommend this concealer. The only negative, it does crease on me, but it's not bad. So I would have to smooth it out with my powder puff during the day. That's the only negative. But to me, it's worth it. And with the price point, I don't think you can go wrong. So definitely, if you haven't yet, which I highly doubt, pick up this concealer. All right. The next concealer I'm going to talk about is the Vanish Concealer from Hourglass. This is not new. This is an oldie but a goodie. And I have the shade Umber. And this retails for $36. So it's Hourglass. It's a little bit more pricey. And this is the concealer that I use to conceal, because it's described as medium deep with peach undertone. So I think that peachy sort of undertone is the perfect undertone for concealing. So I would put a little bit of it. Let me swatch it. Me and my swatches. So this is what that looks like. And it's picking up more golden on camera, but you can definitely see like it has some peach in it. So what I would do 3 dots, like right where my dark circles are, and I would blend it out, and then I would go over top with whatever concealer I'm using to highlight. But this concealer is one of the best concealers I think ever. It's really, really beautiful. And I don't remember if there was a lot of hype around it when it came out, but for me, it's just absolutely perfect. And there's a total of 34 shades. So you get quite a bit, you have quite a bit of shades to choose from. So I would highly recommend this concealer. I think a highlighting shade would be, I think the shade Teak, which I did own. I think I gave it away, but it had a little bit of olive. That's why I gave it away. But I'm pretty sure if you can find a highlight shade in this, but if you want to conceal, I would definitely recommend shade Umber. All right, the next concealer I would definitely recommend is the Kosas. This is the Reveal Concealer. I have shades 8.0 and 8.2, and I use one to conceal, and I use the other to highlight. This retails for $28, and there's a total of 28 shades. Now, 8.2 is described as deep with golden undertones, and that's why I love the 8.2, but I use it to conceal. Sometimes, though, I use it by itself. This is such a beautiful concealer, guys, because it's like a medium coverage, but it just looks so natural. It's very hydrating. I think it's also clean at Sephora. Yeah, it's clean at Sephora. It's beautiful, guys. Let me swatch both. This is 8 point, well, you know, your girl can't see anything. All right. Okay, so this is 8.2. And it's like creamy goodness. It's just as beautiful as the foundation. And this is 8.0. So you see, so I usually conceal and then I highlight with these two. It's beautiful. And as soon as you start applying this to your skin, you can feel how hydrating and beautiful it is. It just feels like creamy and wet and just good. And it blends out beautifully. It makes your under eyes look perfect and youthful. I definitely would recommend this if you have more matured under eyes as well. Beautiful concealer. Next concealer should be of no surprise to you guys. You guys know I love this concealer. It's the ABH, the Magic Touch Concealer, I think it's called. And this retails for $29 and there's a total of 25 shades. I have the shade 18, but I have 18 and 21. I hardly reach for 21 because I think 18 is fine. When I use 18, I don't need to conceal. I don't need to highlight. I think it's just like the perfect in between. And this is, for me, it's full coverage. I don't remember if they say it was full. So this is shade 18. So you see, it's like in that perfect range. It's golden, it's beautiful. It highlights and it conceals. Let me see the description of shade 18. It's medium to tan skin with a neutral undertone, but I can definitely see some golden in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but for me, I can see some golden in there. This concealer is beautiful. And of course, you don't have to, well, a lot of you probably own a lot of these concealers, but if you don't, you don't have to run out and get all of them. I'm just, you know, I'm sure you might be your head. I'm just letting you guys know what, like if you're going to Sephora, it could be overwhelming, especially if you're new to makeup and you're watching this video. These are the concealers that I would recommend. I highly recommend this. This is so, so good. I love this concealer. I'm always going to buy this concealer. I'm always going to replenish with this concealer. It's perfect. It does everything I want it to do. It doesn't crease. It just looks phenomenal as well over time on the skin. I think this is like, I don't know, my best product from ABH, in my opinion. It's that good. Next concealer is the Huda Beauty, the FauxFilter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. This retails for $29 and there is a total of 29 shades. I have the shade Peanut Butter, is described as tan skin tones with red undertones. I don't notice anything red about this concealer. And this is what I always say about Huda Beauty and her products, and I've said this on my channel before. Their descriptions to me are like always off. I'm not sure why, because this is not red. This is what Peanut Butter looks like. This is a golden undertone to me. I don't see the red in this concealer. Their descriptions, so if you were looking at this and you haven't purchased this concealer and you see Peanut Butter, it's the perfect shade. This I don't highlight or conceal. I just use it to highlight and conceal. It's beautiful. And what this has, I think, over all the rest of the concealers that I love, this does not crease. This, I mean, the claim of this being crease proof is absolutely true. It does not crease. It's beautiful. It looks very natural. It doesn't look luminous under your eyes, in my opinion. And then plus I said all my concealers, but it just has this, it says FauxFilter. It has like a filtered look when you put it on. It just smooths out everything. This is my favorite product from her line as well. It's absolutely stunning. She did an amazing job with this concealer. It's so beautiful. I highly recommend this concealer if you haven't picked it up yet. The next concealer, you guys won't be surprised either, is the Dominique Cosmetics Wide Awake Full Coverage Concealer. I have mine in, I think, is it honey? What do I have mine in? I think it's, I'll have it listed in the description box, and I know it has something with honey. This is beautiful, guys. It's just a beautiful concealer. How much does it retail for? It retails for, why am I not seeing the price? I think it could be, I'm gonna have it listed in the description, but I think it could be like $26, I think. And I think there's a total of like maybe 18 shades. I'll have it listed in the description box. This is gorgeous. And I did a review of this on my channel already. This is a beautiful undertone as well. This is also good for highlighting. So I can conceal and then highlight with this. And it's also like a depuffer. So it's good for like, especially when you're freshly doing your makeup in the morning. Let's say if you're one of those people that go to work really early, this concealer will be great. If the applicator feels really, really cold, it feels beautiful under your eyes. But the actual coverage and the finish is flawless. It's so beautiful. It looks very hydrating under the eyes. I do set mine, like I set all of my concealers. And it has a radiant finish and it's medium to full coverage. For me, it doesn't look radiant. It looks more natural. I don't really see like the radiance, but it just makes your under eye look so hydrated. I think this would also be good for matured skin. All right, the next concealer is, and it's gonna be over soon, guys. I'm not gonna but these are the ones that I would highly recommend and that is in constant rotation. The LYS Triple Fix Concealer. This is beautiful, and the price point is even more beautiful. It's $18. They have a total of 25 shades. What a beautiful concealer. This is full coverage as well. I have DG6. I did a review. I don't love the applicator though, and the more I like pull it out of the tube, it's sort of like bent back. This is the shade DG6. This is just the epitome of what a golden undertone, rich golden undertone should look like. Look at that. If you don't own this concealer yet, what are you doing? And besides although it's full coverage, it looks so natural on. I feel like you can pile this on and it would never look cakey. Of course, don't pile it on. It would never look cakey. It's a beautiful concealer. She did an amazing job with this concealer. See, look at mine. It's all the way, it's like, this is going to be finished. I would always repurchase this concealer as well. It's that good. It feels so good on the skin. Love that it's full coverage. Hardly any creasing. And the color, this color GG6 is one of my favorite undertones of any concealer I've ever owned because it's that perfect. It's the perfect, like if I were to create a concealer with the perfect golden undertone, it would be this. Look how beautiful that undertone looks. And I think it just complements my skin tone. It just looks so rich and beautiful on the skin, especially when you put it in the center as well, because of course I highlight in the center. Beautiful, beautiful concealer. Only 18 bucks. If you don't own this concealer yet, like I said, what are you doing? It's beautiful. All right. Another concealer I highly recommend, and is from the drugstore. It's the Maybelline Super Stay, the 24-hour concealer. When I tell you this is a beautiful concealer, I use this concealer a lot. It's in I have this little container and another one in my drawer of the concealers that I use a lot, and this is in the shade 45. I'm not sure if it's caramel, but I know it's 45. I think this is probably about $12 or $13. You know, the drugstore, they be doing like not drugstore prices anymore. So this is what the shade 45 looks like. This is a highlight shade for me. So I usually conceal with my Hourglass and then I would highlight with this. It's a beautiful golden undertone as well. So pretty. What I love about this concealer, this is like a light to medium coverage, believe it or not. I build it up to a medium, but it just looks full coverage. I mean, it covers everything. Has a very, very natural finish. And there's like a softness to this concealer. Like similar, I wouldn't say it's the same formula or anything like the Huda Beauty, but it gives that same like filtered under eye when you put this under eye. This is like really, really good. And this shocked me, but I do love the foundation as well. This was a foundation my niece used for her wedding. It's that good. The foundation is beautiful. The concealer is just as beautiful. So if you're ever in the drugstore or Target, I don't know, or wherever it's sold, definitely pick this up. I think you guys would love it. It's good. All right, guys, two more. So the other one is this is pretty new. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Medium to Full Coverage Radiant Concealer. I have it in the shade 13. There's a total of 30 shades. It retails for $33 on the expensive side because it's Charlotte Tilbury. I actually looked at reviews after I did my review, and this got a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people didn't really like this concealer, at least for the ones that I've looked at. I love this concealer. I think this concealer is so beautiful. I just wish, like I had said when I reviewed it, it was more golden, because I actually went into Sephora to see if I can get like a darker shade that had more like gold in it. All of them either was like neutral or had a little bit of like red or even olive. So I wish her undertones were better. That's my only complaint, because this is the best I could have done with a shade 13. The rest I just couldn't. I was very disappointed. I was hoping to find one that had a more golden undertone and wasn't as light, but I use this as my highlight shade. This is a beautiful concealer, just like the foundation. So this is shade 13. Definitely a highlight shade for me. It's a beautiful concealer. What I love about this concealer, it has a radiant finish, yes, but for me, I don't really see it, but maybe because I have dry skin, it just looks like my under eye is like extra moisturized. Like, I wouldn't say radiant. I wouldn't really use the word radiant, but it just makes my under eyes look really, really pretty, and just my skin in general. And I like to pair it with the foundation. For me, to me, it looks the best with the Beautiful Skin foundation as well. This is a beautiful concealer, and it has a hyaluronic acid. It's really good. So like I said, I didn't really see it. The reviews were very mixed, but mostly I saw a lot of people that I watched didn't really like this concealer. For me, I love it. I love the packaging, and this stays in the little drawer as well of my rotated concealers. To me, this is really good. But the only thing is it is expensive, and you can get, you know, just as good for something less, but I just have to throw it in there. Okay, lastly, and this is the MAC Select Cover Up. And why I want to talk about this, I don't typically use it like I would use any of the other concealers, but to me, this is like a gem from MAC, and I just love this so much. This is like my second tube. How I like to use this is literally what it says to cover up when I'm not wearing any makeup. Like sometimes in the afternoon when I'm running to pick my son up and I'm looking like trash, and I have no makeup on, my under eye circles are barking and whatever, I would just take a little bit of this. A little bit goes a long way. I have it in NC50, which is the same shade as my foundations from MAC. And I put a little bit, and I literally cover up those dark circles. It looks like your skin. And when you look in the mirror after you cover up with this, you cannot tell that you're wearing anything at all. It just covers it up, looks super pretty. This is the shade right here, NC50. Really nice shade. And I would just take my ring finger and I would just tap it under my eye where the dark circles are, and I would put a little bit in my laugh line where for some reason I cannot get rid of the darkness there. I've tried everything. So I'll put a little bit there and I'm good to go. My face just looks a little bit more uniformed and a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it doesn't look as like blotchy, or you can see like the dark circles here. It just covered up, so it looks as though my face, my skin is naturally good. That's what it's like. Pretend like my face is naturally good. It's really good, and it's very, very light. You feel like you have nothing under, like nothing on under your eye and on your skin. So I would suggest, like, if sometimes you don't want a full face of makeup, you just want to conceal real quick, I would choose the MAC Select Cover Up. Of course, you can buy this at any MAC counter. Like I said, this is my second tube. I used this a lot last week and then with all the rain, I was not in the mood. So I've just been covering up with this. So I would throw that in there. So this usually stays in my second drawer in the back, but I have it with the concealers that I know I'm going to keep in rotation. All right, guys, so that's the end. It turned out to be a lot more than I thought I was going to talk about, but I just want to put them all out there. So, maybe if you don't own some of them, you can just like pull out. I just got the Milk Concealer. I did a review. I don't want to throw it in yet. It's brand new. for me pretty much. But these are the ones that have been in rotation for such a long time. That's why I wanted to recommend these to you guys. I'm going to have them all listed in the description box with the correct name and the price. All right, guys. And I hope you're enjoying this fall weather. I am loving it, although it's been raining. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.